Star Wars Republic Commando will not only be known as one of the most classic Star Wars games, but one of my personal favorites. The game introduced us to the Clone Commandos. They're basically the Special Forces unit of the Grand Army of the Republic. They're the Tier 1 guys, basically Delta Force and SEAL Team 6, but in Star Wars. The game is not only known for its gameplay and its graphics, but for its story, the characters, the missions, and the overall gameplay. The game allowed us to play as a Clone Commando and go on missions such as eliminating high-value targets, infiltrating core ships, investigating a hijacked Republic cruiser, doing Black Ops on Kashyyyk, and freeing the Wookiees. The missions were not only amazing, but so were the characters. They had their own personalities, and we as the players were able to bond with them to a high degree. After the game was released, so much lore was created about the Commandos. I remember thinking that these guys were invincible and that nobody can beat these guys. Until The Bad Batch came out. Don't get me wrong, I love The Bad Batch TV show, but my main problem with the show is how they turned the Commandos into stormtroopers. The Commandos are supposed to be the best clone troopers, the most independent thinkers, being able to complete missions that no one can't. They even hunted down Jedi or even turned on their own brothers to help them escape. And unfortunately, The Bad Batch kinda destroyed their whole lore and their legacy. In The Bad Batch, most of the clone Commandos became instructors for the Empire. They do occasionally go on missions, but the show mainly has the Clone Commandos as instructors or bodyguards for high-ranking Imperials. The main problem I have with them in the show is that the Clone Commandos can't even put up a fight. Most of the Commandos are either getting their butts kicked, shot immediately, or just being cannon fodder in general. They basically have been turned into the Death Troopers, look cool, bodyguard, and get killed. I understand that the Bad Batch are genetically enhanced clones with insane modifications, but you could have at least made the Clone Commandos put up more of a fight with these guys. I just remember having so much expectation for the Clone Commandos, especially if they're going to be in one of the TV shows or anything for that matter. The Clone X Troopers gave the Bad Batch a run for their money in this show, and even struggled to fight them. This is what the Clone Commandos should have been like in this show. But the biggest complaint that I have, which every Star Wars fan has probably talked about so many times, is what they did to Scorch. Scorch's character is completely ruined, let's just face it. In the Clone Commando game, Scorch was known for being funny, having jokes, teasing around. He was also the demo guy, and not only that, he was an absolute savage in the game, and in the show, they just ruined him. I liked how in this one scene, he completely beat the crap out of Tech, because that's what I was hoping for when I saw the Clone Commandos, being that good. When I saw Scorch in the show, I knew, or hoped at least, he would be a threat, but he wasn't even a threat at all. They also destroyed his entire character, and everyone was guessing what the heck happened to him. Did Sev's death really affect him that badly, or were we going to be seeing something really big? I like how we all thought that Delta Squad was going to be in the Bad Batch show, and that they would be hunting down the Bad Batch, but unfortunately, the only thing we got was the most disappointing death of a Star Wars character I've personally ever seen. I'm sorry, but when they killed Scorch like this, I was upset. I was hoping he would be a threat, or at least put up a fight. I mean, come on. What was the whole point of having him in the show? After playing the game so many times as a kid, I really had high expectations for the Clone Commandos, especially in the Bad Batch. I do hope to see the Clone Commandos more, but I want them to be menacing and a threat. Unfortunately, though, I feel like we're going into the wrong direction with these characters, and I feel like that the Commandos are just plain out ruined, and their legacy needs to be rebuilt, because I remember them being just the best clone troopers ever, and just having so many memories of like knowing their lore, especially reading their books on Omega Squad. Thanks for watching my video, and if you like this, please give it a like and subscribe.